We just got the full roadmap and blog post for Modern Warfare 2 Season 4. There's a lot of stuff in here. DMZ Season 4 sounds like it's going to be completely game-changing. There's a lot of stuff for Battle Royale and Modern Warfare 2. We tried to break down everything in this blog post as clearly and concisely as we could. If you want to see any more content like this in the future to stay fully up to date, make sure to unlock that subscribe button. So first, we're going to go over the Season 4 roadmap, which is going to show us all the new stuff coming in Season 4. Then we're going to go into the blog post, which is going to give us additional information and explain what they mean by all these new features. Starting off, we've got Warzone. We've got a brand new map, the Vondel map. This is also going to be in DMZ as well. Then we've got DMZ updates, and there's a lot of stuff here. We've got a new faction. We've got a new weapon case with new rewards. This is going to be for the Vondel map. Then we've got a new vehicle boss, which looks interesting here. This is going to be on Vondel as well. Then we've got a new contract, Signals Intelligence for Vondel as well. Out of game wallet, which is going to allow you to store cash out of game in DMZ, a new upgrade system, faction reputation, and urgent missions. They explain more of this in a little bit once we get into the blog post. Next, we've got gameplay features coming to the Vondel map, a new tactical amphibious vehicle, a new public event called High Stakes, reinforcement flare field upgrade, and then dynamic fog system coming to the map as well. Then we've got a limited time mode called Lockdown, once again this being exclusive for the new mode. Then we've got the new Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer content. We've got 6 new maps, the first one being Showdown, which is originally from COD 4. This is a 6v6 map. Then we've got a new map here, and this is Something District. I'm not going to try to butcher that. This also being a 6v6 map. Then we've got 2 gunfight maps. We've got this one here, and then we've also got Penthouse. Then 2 battle maps. However, these are reused from Al Mazrah. We've got the Marsh, and we've got the Village here. Battle map means it's for Ground War and Infected. Moving on to the new modes, we've got 12v12 S&D, which is interesting, and 12v12 Prisoner Rescue. Then it says we've got new gunfight blueprints. When I first looked at this, I thought this meant these were blueprints we could unlock in gunfight. However, this is a blueprint that's already in a bundle. This is a blueprint that's already in a bundle, and this is a blueprint that comes out in a bundle in a few days. So I don't think these are going to be unlockable in gunfight. I think these are blueprints you're going to be able to use in a gunfight blueprint mode, which is a little bit disappointing. For the final section, we've got weapons, operators, and more. 3 new weapons here: the Tempest Razorback Assault Rifle, the ISO 45 SMG. Then we're getting a new melee weapon, which looks pretty interesting, and this is going to be unlocked via an event. Then we've got 3 new operators here. We've got Nikto and Vega, and then we've got a new Black Cell operator, that being IO. We've got a new event, which is going to be Assault on Vondel. This is probably going to be like the events that we've seen the last few seasons. New bundles, Cyber, Riot 2, and then Magma Flow, and this is another reactive bundle. Now, moving into the full blog post, I can't wait to read more on some of these DMZ changes. The first thing they talk about here is the new map and the size of it. This new map is going to be in between the size of Ashika Island and Al Mazrah, so it's going to be bigger than Ashika Island, but it's going to be smaller than Al Mazrah. They even tell us how many operators are going to spawn in. So if you're playing DMZ, there's going to be up to 18 operators on the map, but if you're playing Resurgence Battle Royale, there's going to be 72 operators max. Vondel features 15 points of interest, including a medieval castle, an abandoned zoo, a soccer stadium currently set up for a paintball tournament, and it's also got an intricate canal system. I like the way this map sounds. It seems like some of these POIs are very interesting, whereas on Al Mazrah, it was kind of more serious POIs, but an abandoned zoo, a paintball tournament finale. Can't wait to get in game and actually see this. Vondel's getting a new limited time mode around June 28th. This is going to be Battle Royale, but it's going to play like Hardpoint. You and your squad are going to have to capture and hold areas just like you would in Hardpoint. Sounds kind of interesting. All Resurgence modes are getting a brand new feature in Season 4, this being dynamic Resurgence timers. This is going to adjust your Resurgent timer depending on how many people are in your squad. So let's say you're playing quads and then someone leaves and now you've only got 3 people on your team. It's going to adjust the Resurgent timer to what it would have been if you were playing trios. Same thing, if another person leaves, it's going to adjust it again. It also says if people are able to rejoin, it's going to bring it back up, which currently rejoining isn't an option in the game, so I assume this is coming at some point. But if you're playing and you've only got 2 players, but someone else joins your squad and now you've got 3, it's going to adjust the timer to what it should have been if you were a trio, which is very nice that they're adding this feature in. There's also a new Vengeance icon coming to Resurgence modes as well. This is going to show you the direction of an opponent that just eliminated your squad squad mate, it's not going to show the exact location. It's only going to show you the direction, and it's going to last for as long as the resurgence timer on your eliminated teammate is. And if you manage to take down this enemy that took down your squad mate, it's going to shave 5 seconds off your squad mate's resurgent cooldown. We've got a new amphibious vehicle called the TAV. This is going to be for both Warzone and DMZ. This vehicle can go on both land and water, so you can drive it around like normal. However, if you go in water, it's going to work like a boat, and this is only going to be on the new Vondel map. This is going to be pretty interesting to see in action. We've got a new feature called the favorite supply box. This is unlocked via the Assault of Vondel event. What this is going to be a rare box you're able to find on Vondel. When opened, it's going to give you your primary and secondary from your favorite loadout, and it's also going to give you ammo and armor plate. To select your favorite loadout, you want to go into the menu and set it as your favorite. There's also a new field upgrade coming to Battle Royale called the Reinforcement Flare. Once again, this is unlocked from the Assault from Vondel event. This can be bought from buy stations are found on the ground, and this allows you to revive a random teammate by using it. It's going to work like a buy station redeployment, but without the ability to choose who gets revived. And it's also high risk because when you use this, it's going to show the signal flare up in the sky, so enemy players are going to see your position. All Battle Royale modes are getting a new public event called High Stakes. When it starts, there's going to be several loadout size crates that drop from the sky. Capturing them grants double weapon XP and double player XP for the entire match. And yes, it does stack. So if you've already got double weapon XP and double XP activated, you're going to be getting quadruple XP for the remainder of the match. It's already pretty easy to max rank a weapon in Battle Royale, but if you get this and you have quadruple XP on and you win the match, you're probably going to max rank an entire weapon in one game. For most people, this event might not be too exciting because I know a lot of people already have their weapons max ranked. They're already max level. However, there are going to be some new weapons coming this season, so taking advantage of this and getting that quadruple XP might be by far the quickest way to max out that weapon. There's also going to be taxi cabs on the canals. This is going to be during the Assault on Vondel event. This is going to work like the trains on Al Mazrah. They're going to continuously move around the map. You're going to be able to hop on them, and they're going to be on a set passageway. However, operators are able to speed them up, so that's going to be kind of interesting. It's going to be like the trains. However, you're going to have the option to make them go faster, and it does look like there is going to be loot that spawns on these as well. We also got some changes to Al Mazrah. The sandstorm is now over, so if you go to the city, you're going to be able to see perfectly fine. There's no longer going to be any dust in the air. However, there's now going to be some pretty big sand dunes left from the sandstorm, kind of changing up the flow of the city. You're going to be able to access some of the bigger buildings easier, and the whole city is going to play a little bit more different. For the mid-season update, we're going to be getting traditional Battle Royale for Vondel, which means we are going to be getting a gulag for it. That's what it looks like. And there's also going to be some mid-season events for it as well, which we'll talk about as we get closer to the mid-season. Next, we got the new Modern Warfare 2 content. We've got the Showdown map, which was originally from COD 4. Then we've got the new District map here, which looks pretty cool. Once again, this is a 6v6 map. They do give a description of it, but I don't think reading the description of a map is going to give us much additional intel. We've got the new gunfight map here. We've got the Penthouse gunfight map, and this little sneak peek of it. That looks kind of cool. Then we've got the maps that were taken from Al Mazrah. We've got the Marshlands map. Then we've got the Oktar Village map. There also is going to be another 6v6 map coming mid-season, this being Vondel Waterfront, which I assume is just taken from Vondel, but it does look kind of cool. Then we've got the new playlist coming. We've got 12v12 S&D and 12v12 Prisoner Rescue. During the mid-season, we're also going to be getting the final raid. Yes, raid episode number 4 is going to be the last raid for Modern Warfare 2 and probably the last raid we ever get. They spent a lot of time working on raids, and the amount of time invested in them versus the amount of people who actually played them didn't really pay off whatsoever. Raids were kind of fun the first time you played them, but they didn't have a lot of replayability, and I wasn't the biggest fan of them. I liked getting the rewards, but to me, that was the only part I liked about getting the raids. And doing raid episode number 4 isn't even going to unlock you a new operator. Raids episode number 1 through 3, if you completed them, you'd unlock a brand new operator. This time, you're going to unlock a new operator skin for Farah, which unless you don't have Farah, this is just going to be another operator skin to use. So we'll have to see how this plays out, and hopefully there's still camos we're able to unlock, because that was my favorite part about the raids. As already stated a bunch of times in this blog post, there is going to be a brand new Assault on Vondel event at the launch of Season 4. This one works a little bit differently than the past events. There are personal challenges you can do that are going to get you some items. However, there are grand community unlocks as well, so you can't do these until everyone's kind of worked together to unlock these. And the things we're going to get from the grand community challenges is the flare field upgrade, the favorite supply box, and the new melee weapon. So no, you're not going to be able to go in, day one of the new event, do all the challenges, get the new melee weapon. You're going to have to wait till the grand community medal count is reached, and then everyone's going to unlock the new melee weapon at the same time. We've also got the 3 new operators, each one of them having a backstory here. I'm not going to read through it because it just pad out time on this video. If you are interested, I'll leave this entire blog post linked below. This one's coming from the battle pass. Then we have a brand new black cell operator, this being IO. This one's probably going to be animated as well, having the moving face and all the moving stuff. Then we've got one that comes in a bundle, so you are going to have to pay for this one. Then we've got some additional operators coming in the mid-season update in the form of bundles. This is what the first new operator looks like. Then we've got Butch as another operator, and this one's grayed out. They're not going to show us what it looks like until later. Then we've got the new weapons. We've got the Tempest Razorback Assault Rifle. This one's going to be in the Battle Pass. This is a jack of all trades weapon, meaning it's going to be useful in a lot of different scenarios. Then we've got the ISO 45 SMG. Once again, this one's going to come in the Battle Pass. This one's going to be a slower shooting SMG, but it's going to hit pretty hard. This one was also in Modern Warfare 2019, so it's probably going to be pretty close to that. Then we have a third weapon here. This is going to be a new melee weapon, which looks pretty interesting. Maybe we'll get some cool versions of this in bundles. This one's going to be from the Vondel event, which we just talked about, and everyone's going to unlock this one at the same time. Then we also have a new shotgun coming in the mid-season. Now here it is, moving on to the DMZ updates, and some of this is going to be a little bit confusing because they talk about a bunch of stuff, but if I go through all this and you're still a little bit confused, don't worry, there's going to be another dedicated DMZ blog post coming out in a few days with more additional information that might fill in the gaps. So make sure to unlock the subscribe button if you want to keep up with the new additional DMZ information coming out in a few days. So starting off, they talk about the forward operating base, a central hub for DMZ. These are going to be different objectives that you're going to be able to do that are going to earn you permanent upgrades. So the first set is going to allow you to get wallet and key stash size increases. So no longer are you going to be stuck at only having 20 keys. You're going to be able to do objectives that allow you to get more keys, which is perfect. Now that we have so many maps in DMZ, only being able to have 20 keys was definitely not enough. Weapons locker, insured and contraband armaments and upgrades. I don't 100% sure know what they mean by this. I think they're going to allow you to get more than the standard contraband size that we've had in the past. So you're going to be able to do objectives, be able to store more contraband than before. You're going to be able to unlock insured weapon slots, but I don't exactly know what they mean by upgrades. Are you going to be able to get better contraband or better stuff like that? Who knows, but you'll definitely be able to unlock insured slots, and you'll definitely be able to store more contraband than in the past. Then we've got the bounty board for exfil, bartering recipes, and buy station discounts. So doing these objectives are going to allow you to get buy station discounts, making stuff in buy stations cheaper. You're going to be able to get new bartering recipes. So hopefully those are pretty interesting and useful stuff. Then it says for exfil, and I don't know if they mean that it's going to make the personal exfil cheaper, if they're going to allow you to have maybe an additional exfil location on the map for doing this. This one's kind of broad, and I don't know what they mean by for exfil. Then we've got the communication station, which is a mouthful, allowing urgent mission access. These are a new type of faction request task that are usually quicker to complete and going to earn you faction reputation, which allows you to unlock more story missions. So this is going to be a new type of mission. These are going to be a little bit easier than normal missions, and completing these is going to give you faction reputation, which is going to allow you to unlock more main missions for a faction. And yes, DMZ will allow you to keep your extracted cash from each match in a wallet. You can then choose to re-infiltrate with a full pocket of cash, potentially making it easier to complete objectives that require hundreds of thousands of cash for completion. So yes, now when you exfil from DMZ, if you have 30k cash on you, that's no longer just going to be converted to XP. You're actually going to take that cash out with you, and you can store it. You can decide whether or not you want to take that cash in with you your next game, and you can just build it up. And eventually you can decide, okay, now I want to take my built up cash. We're going to go in game. We're going to get fully geared up. We're going to complete this mission that requires us having an insane amount of cash. This is going to completely change the meta for DMZ. Now, when you spawn in, you could just have a complete buttload of cash. Same thing goes. You could get wiped right away. You could be saving cash up for multiple exfils, go and immediately get wiped. Or you could wipe a team that potentially has an insane amount of cash they've been saving up for a while. I cannot wait to see how this changes and affects DMZ. Then they quickly go over the new faction called Phalanx. They talk about the new contract, the new boss, the new weapon case and weapon case rewards, but they don't really give us any details on it. They just say, hey, this is what's coming. We are going to be getting more DMZ information on June 9th, so keep a heads up for that. Then they talk about dynamic fog coming to DMZ. So from what it sounds like, this is what the fog is going to look like when when you first spawn in on DMZ, but it might potentially go away as the match goes on. They didn't really describe it too well. However, when playing Resurgence, these fog features are also going to be here. So if you're playing Battle Royale, you might experience fog like this. However, there's going to be multiple different levels and stages. Sometimes it's just going to be clear. Sometimes you might get a little bit of fog. And then in rare cases, you might get this fog this bad in Battle Royale as well, but not every game is going to play the same. And from what it sounds like, it's going to be very rare that the fog gets to this level when playing on a Battle Royale map. However, in DMZ, it sounds like it's going to be like this every single time you spawn in and then kind of fade away. We've also got the generic stuff that happens with every update. So yes, the rank play rewards for Modern Warfare 2 are going to be resetting. If you get 100 wins, there's going to be a new camo for that, along with some other rewards. Then the Battle Royale rank play rewards are going to be resetting as well. These are going to work just like they did before, but they're going to be different items you unlock this time. But instead of having to get 500 kills to get the final camo, you are now going to need a total of 1,000 kills or assists to get the new camo. So yes, they have raised the requirement for that. Then we've got the new prestiges. These are what the icons look like, and these, in my opinion, are the best prestige icons we've seen so far. The prestiges work the same way. Every 50 levels, you get a new prestige. Once you hit the max prestige, you unlock a new blueprint, and along the way, you're going to unlock some new calling card challenges to go for. These, in my opinion, are some of the best prestige icons we've seen in COD for a while. This one out of all of them is my favorite. I like the little eyes behind the candles. We've also got the skull with the golden knife. This one right here, which looks like a sheriff's badge. Can't wait to actually get these in game and start unlocking them. I wish we could choose which icon we wanted to use after we hit max rank, because I'd probably go back to this one. Unfortunately, that's not an option in this COD. Then they're talking about how there's going to be patch notes available next week. With that, guys, that's everything. Out of everything here, I'm most excited for DMZ. DMZ in Season 4 sounds like it's going to be a completely new experience. As always, once the new season launches, we're going to be covering all the new stuff, making videos on it. So if you want to stay fully up to date with anything in COD and want to see all that stuff, make sure to unlock the subscribe button and let me know, out of everything coming to Season 4, what you're most excited for. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.